Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, I have a design team project for you, and I am going to flip through these two beautiful soft fabric covered journals. This is one of my favorite styles to work on. We are going to go through all of the pages and look at those covers. Oh my gosh, they are absolutely gorgeous. I hope you love them as much as I do. We are going through everything, all of the details, so that you can see all the yummy goodness that is inside of these. Again, this is a design team project with Ibette from Tu Casa De Papel, and I have used her beautiful digital printables in these journals. I used two kits. Princess Bouquet and Princess Bouquet 2. I will have all of that linked down below. I also have a discount code, so if you are interested in these gorgeous digitals, use Lily20. It's right here on the screen, so that when you hop on over to Ibette's Tu Casa De Papel's Etsy shop, you can use my discount code towards any of the digitals in her Etsy shop. Are you guys ready to get started? Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Let's go. I had so much fun creating the covers for these journals, all of the beautiful flowers, and then I even inserted stickers, and I'll go through all of those details and point them out in just a moment. I just wanted to show you how beautiful the two journals look side by side. Working on fabric covered journals is one of my most favorite style of journal. And these fabrics, I just can't get enough of these. I've worked with these fabrics over and over again. They are just beautiful. I'm pointing out the gold zigzag stitching all around the perimeter of the journal cover, and also that zigzag edge of the journal that I used. I used my pinking shears to create that. Here is a bird's eye view. There's only one signature in this journal, and there are about 72 pages. I used hemp cord to bind the signature, and then used a beautiful green satin ribbon to keep it all nice and tucked. And I threaded it through a large We Are Memory Keepers eyelet. So I'm just going to pull that loose to show you the beautiful cover. And I used a beige store-bought doily, glued it on there, and then added a mixture of flowers. Some are by Prima Marketing, and then others just random that I had in my stash. Plus, I used some of my favorite stickers that I've been using a lot lately. And then this beautiful rose hat pin. I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer so that you can kind of see it. That is so I've had that for quite a while, and I knew I would be creating the perfect journal, which would complement this cute little hat pen. The very first thing you will notice in each one of my handmade journals is my little house envelope pocket. This was also a design team project, and I will link the video up above so you can see how I created these. You can see how flexible the journal cover is. I do have a video showing you how I make these soft fabric covered journals, and I will have that link in the description area below. These little house envelope pockets are so much fun to make. I used Tu Casa De Papel's digital printables to create these, and here again are some of my favorite rose stickers. These are fun for tucking in tags, photos, gift cards. I have it empty right now, but I will be including something in there before they go out to its new buyer. By the way, I forgot to mention these journals are available in my Etsy shop, and I will have that link down below. There is a cute little charm that I've attached to this paper clip, and it's a nice little cross charm with a cute little bird. And here is my own hand-painted, watercolored, origami style postcard art. It's one of my latest passions. It's not perfect. I am still playing around with that type of art technique, but it's so much fun. I created some grungy paper, and I used a combination of coffee staining, ink dyeing, just all kinds of craziness going on. And I think it complemented these beautiful digitals so well, and hence the name of the title of the video. You've got a little bit of floral and a little bit of grungy, and then just together They just work so well, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mess, I'd like to say. I'm going to go through the second one, so if I miss pointing anything out during this first flip through, I will point it out in the second one. A lot of the pages will have a little cluster that I use as a tab, and it's really just made up of junky junk. This is one of my favorite pages in the kit, and it's because, you know, turquoise, and I love the color turquoise, and then with stripes, it is just so beautiful. And then before I forget, I want to mention the type of papers that I use. For the digital printables, I like to use the HP Premium 32. It is so smooth and silky soft. I will have that information linked down below. And then I also, for the junky papers, I just use a Costco brand. And then for the tags that I'll show you in just a moment, I like to use the Epson Premium Presentation Paper. All of that information will be in the description area below as far as the papers and the type of printer that I use. But if I miss anything, even when I do the second flip through, please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about anything that you see throughout this video, and I reply to all of my comments within 24 hours. So thank you. Sometimes I reply within seconds. If I happen to be, you know, working on my channel, I'll reply to you right away. So, but I do reply. This is another one of my favorite pages, and it's just that beautiful mint green and then those cabbage roses. I'm telling you, these pages, these digital papers are absolutely beautiful, and I took inspiration from Ibette's digitals to create the junky papers. I wanted to create something with the floral theme, but also didn't compete with her beautiful style. These are Rolodex cards that I made just recently. I do have a video showing you how I make these, so I will have that linked up above. By the way, all of the videos that you see linked up above will also be in the description area. So once you open up that description area and you scroll to the very bottom, all the videos will be there as well. I like including postcards in my junk journals. These are just in my personal stash, and all of the florals. This, I was so inspired by the digitals to create a rose garden type of junk journal. So not only can this be used for documenting your thoughts and your activities, but wouldn't this be a great journal to use for your rose garden? Pointing out that I have another video showing you how I make these grungy style greeting card envelopes using the faux jelly plate, and then I just did a little bit of collage and then just added some cute and junky bits to further decorate it. This is a tag that I cut out using a Tim Holtz die, and these are the ones where I printed on the Epson presentation paper. They are, I think, 50-pound weight, so they're a little bit sturdier than the actual pages. And this is what I like to use when I'm printing or making tags from digital printables. They're just a little bit heavier, a little bit sturdier, and they work well. It's a beautiful paper. It brings out that vibrancy in the digitals. And you can see this is the center page, and I have added some beautiful beads, glass beads. There's a beautiful rose bead, and then a ceramic heart bead that I had been hoarding in my stash because I love it so much. I love the heart shape, and I try to insert it in as many things as I can. And here's more of my grungy paper. I'm thinking about maybe doing a video showing you how I made that grungy paper because it was a lot of fun and really messy, but more fun than messy, and I think you'll enjoy that. I used a Tim Holtz die for this little index file folder, and then added a label and then some dimensional floral stickers. I did not use that heavier weight Epson presentation paper for this. I used the HP Premium 2 because that's also a really good quality paper. From one of the digitals, I created an envelope, and I used this beautiful pink paper with that lace overlay. So pretty, so soft and beautiful. And then I did some texture paste over stencil, added a label and some more stickers. And I used an old Stampin' Up! Envelope maker that I've had for a very, very long time. But I believe there's a similar one by We Are Memory Keepers. In fact, I think that the Stampin' Up! One that I have was actually manufactured by We Are Memory Keepers. So there you go. A Cavallini postcard. Those are from my special stash. I love the postcards, especially the Cavallini brand. You'll notice that all of the paper clips I tried making sure that I added a little bit of trim to them. It's either silk trim or satin or organza, and it just makes it more fun to add that little extra embellishment to the paper clips, and it adds a lot more interest, and you can see all of the fibers and the trims kind of poking out from all of the pages, and to me it just makes it really pretty. These are inventory tags that I received in Happy Mail from my friend Margie. And all I did on the front was add beautiful rub-on transfers by 49 and Market. And I just love rub-on transfers. They look so pretty. A lot of blank area so that there's enough and plenty of room for journaling and adding your own personalization, your own ephemera. You can even draw on these papers. And so, yeah, you'll see a lot of those blank pages, and that was intentional. There are 3 of these tags included in each of the journals. I will try and list a lot of the supplies that I used for making these journals in the description area below. I also have an Amazon affiliate link with a lot of those items. With some of the offcuts, I created some smaller journaling cards. And then these are vintage flashcards, and again I used some beautiful 49 and Market rub-on transfers. I love that look. I had these flashcards. I've had them for a while and I didn't know what to do with them, and then it was just perfect to add those rub-on transfers. This is the last page, and I tucked in an affirmation card for you and created a tuck spot with another one of my altered Rolodex cards. The very last page has a handmade just for you sticker, and then just before it goes out I will sign and date it. This second journal is very similar to the first one, and I used again some more of this beautiful, it's cotton fabric, and on the outside and on the inside, and these are 2 of the fabrics that I just can't stop using. I love these so much. And the front is also very similar. The only difference here is that I used a beautiful little bluebird hat pin instead of the rose pin. Also, some of the items that I had been hoarding in my stash, but that little bluebird complements the color of this cover so well. And you can see these covers have a lot of dimension, especially with those flowers. But I just love the way that looks, and I think you love it too, because they do really well in my shop. I think the inside of the journals are just as beautiful as the outside. And this one also features one of my signature little house envelope pockets. And again, I will tuck something into that pocket. One of my favorite pages. And then I hold that little house envelope pocket with a large gold paper clip. And then this is where I added that cute little cross charm, and then that cute little bird. These are also beads and charms that I have in my stash. And then another one of my hand-painted, hand-watercolored origami postcard art. And then more grungy. Each of them, I didn't point out, will include one of these large doilies that I use as a pocket, and it'll contain a nice little card and envelope with a Stamping Bella stamped image on watercolor paper. And that I use archival ink for that, so that you can use watercolors or you can use coloring pencils to color that. And then you'll see a lot of similarities. And the pages that I used, so I mentioned earlier that I used the 2 different digital kits, Princess Bouquet and Princess Bouquet 2, and they're both mixed within the journal pages. I didn't use one kit for one journal. They're both mixed in there because they just work so well together. I mentioned earlier how you can use these journals to document maybe your rose gardening, your floral gardening. But wouldn't it be nice to use one of these as a gift for a wedding book or a guest sign-in book? I think that would be great. Oh, speaking of guests, I altered a guest check, and again, I just used some rub-on transfers, and these are older rub-on transfers for my stash that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And here's a tip for you, because it works for me. If you come across an item and you don't know how to alter it, just use a rub-on transfer. It just really changes the whole look. Just like this inventory tag, it went from a plain inventory tag to now a beautiful little piece of art, and all I did is added rub-on transfers. So that's an easy way to do it. Stamping is also another easy thing to do on simple objects like guest checks, and also on inventory tags and postcards, things like that. Just plain journal cards. You can always add more interest that way. The center pages, I like to use my favorite pages in the center. And then again, I added more of these beautiful beads to those hemp center strings. Beautiful collection of beads. And then I included a recipe card. Postcards and recipe cards are also some of my favorite additions to journals. I made these cute little coin envelopes using a Tim Holtz die. And then I added another little affirmation card. I use junk, like a plastic, not junk, yeah, junky plastic for that window. I just repurposed some packaging. And then on the back of this affirmation card, there is some scripture. And I just love the way that peeks through that window. Oh, that one's empty. I like to make sure that I add something to these little cluster tabs, because I leave them so that you can use them as a tuck spot. And I just happen to have some beautiful scalloped note paper on my desk, so I thought I'd add that in there. Don't be afraid to use photographs and more ephemera over the digital pages, because these serve as beautiful backgrounds to whatever it is that you're going to use, especially photographs. I like to junk journal with a lot of photographs. And it's just another layer of dimension. So sometimes, I know sometimes it can be really hard to write in these journals, or color, or anything, or even cover them up with pictures. I struggle with that too. Some of the journals that I have purchased, it's so hard to write in them. But then after I do, they look so beautiful. It just, your own personal touch just adds more to the way the journal was made, if that makes any sense. And then another vintage flash card, and I used a blue hue rub-on transfers for those. Sometimes what I like to do, and the reason I include postcards, recipe cards, and tags in my journals, because if you are having difficulty writing on the actual page itself, you can do your journaling on the tags. And then instead of writing on the page, then just paper clip it on there. You can paper clip everything on there if you don't want to actually write or draw, or however it is that you journal. You can just staple or paper clip the things down. But journaling on cards like this, affirmation cards, and the tags will also allow for you to be able to remove those tags if you wanted to. And that is the second journal. I love them. I love how these turned out. I sure hope that you enjoyed this flip through process with me. If you have any questions, again, make sure that you leave that down in the comment section. Don't go away. I'm going to flip the camera over so that I can say goodbye.
Thank you again for being here and joining me as we flipped through these pages. If this is your first time here, I would love it if you would subscribe so that you can see more content like this. And don't forget, I have Ibette Tu Casa De Papel's Etsy shop linked in the description area below. And don't forget to use my discount code Lily20 in her shop towards any of the digital printable kits that she has in her Etsy shop, all right? And just a reminder, I have these journals up for sale in my own personal Etsy shop, and that link is also down below. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Bye!